Yes. Yep. Can you hear me, Blake? Okay, this is Anna USL intro video, 15 seconds. Introduction to broadcast, 30.
Now, Sacramento Republic FC clinches a playoff berth. Right. Saturday Night Soccer comes to you from downtown Tulsa, One Oak Field, the home of FC Tulsa, with El Paso Locomotive FC, the visitors here tonight. Both of these teams have their eyes on a postseason and will be desperate for the 3 points tonight. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into One Oak Field. As I said, Dave Saunders and former professional Anna Berger with you. And Anna, this is the first of 4 home games for FC Tulsa to finish off their season. That could be proved to be crucial.
It definitely will. FC Tulsa obviously wanting to get as many points as they can at this point, but the Locos coming in with a bit of confidence. They're unbeaten here at One Oak Field and want to keep that going.
Before we look at tonight's game in further detail, let's take a look back now. It is 80s night here at One Oak Field. Let's have a look at the old Tulsa Roughnecks from 1978.
You get a look here at the team photo. The franchise began in 1978 as the Tulsa Roughnecks after relocating from Honolulu, Hawaii. So a bit of a change there to Tulsa. And here's a photo from an indoor match where they were competing in the North American Soccer League, which was the U.S.'s top team at the time. The Roughnecks played both indoor and outdoor competition. And then, Dave, in 1983, the Soccer Bowl match happened after 5 straight trips to the playoffs. The club reached the national stage in 1983, winning the Soccer Bowl after opening the season 2-8.
And playing in front of a crowd of 53,000, the boys defeated the Toronto Blizzard 2-0 in Soccer Bowl 83 to mark Oklahoma's first and only major professional championship. Well, somebody who played for the Tulsa Roughnecks in 2017 was one Mo Jadama, and we were all extremely saddened to hear of his sudden passing this week. Mo played here in 2017 and 2021, hugely popular with the fans because of his great defending abilities and with his teammates for the type of person he was. All of our thoughts are with Mo's family at this sad and difficult time.
I couldn't lay down, I couldn't stand up.
My shoulder blade and the muscles between the shoulder blades.
Bent over, couldn't stand up straight.
The pain just got progressively worse.
Turns out that I had scoliosis.
When I walked into Tulsa Spine and Rehab for the first time, I definitely felt very welcomed.
Dr. Riley, I just made an automatic connection.
He's going to take care of you and your needs and get you going.
I walked out of here and I didn't have a crick in my neck anymore.
There is truly here the desire to help people get better.
The experience to adapt, learn, and grow defines Williams. We've delivered natural gas to power change for over a century. Now we're investing in next-gen technologies to move toward a low-carbon future. we can reduce emissions and meet rising energy demands. Because experience powers us.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use this seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The presenting sponsor for tonight's match is Azelman Law Group. Experience you can count on. Also brought to you tonight by Tulsa Spine and Rehab, a team of specialists in one place, delivering lasting pain relief. By Williams, we make clean energy happen. By Osage Casino, your place to play. And by OSU Medicine, FC Tulsa's official sports medicine partner. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in again to One Oak Field. Let's have a look at FC Tulsa's starting 11. And Anna Bergel, it is the same team that started in the 1-0 victory at Oakland Roots.
Right, and we've seen FC Tulsa kind of shift into a back three with Segrist on the left, Sawahi and Bourgeois on the right. Aaron Beboot has made a huge impact for this FC Tulsa team since he joined the squad. So something to look out for there going forward for FC Tulsa. But as we mentioned, they have not yet beaten this El Paso team here at One Oak Field as we get a look at El Paso's starting lineup on the other end of things. And they'll be looking to continue off of a solid victory against North Carolina last week. Cabrera was slated to be up top. There's been a last-minute change as Scoto, who's on loan from FC Juarez, made his debut last game, so he's expected to do big things for this El Paso team. They'll start with 4 in the back, Ortiz the captain there, but they're also trying to get into those playoffs, so a lot to play here for both teams.
Certainly is. Dave Saunders, Anna Bergel here, taking you through tonight's action as the game kicks off with El Paso Locomotive FC all in white kit tonight, kicking from right to left on your screens on what is a beautiful night here weather-wise for this game of football, which you really have to say, Anna Bergel, you know, must win, yes, depending on other results, but both teams, as I said in the open, will be desperate if they want a postseason to get 3 points on the board tonight.
They will, and when you look at the statistics and the standings of both of these teams, not obviously where they would want to be, but still within reach of those playoffs, and both have been in good form these last few games. FC Tulsa coming off of a road victory, and then obviously El Paso coming off of a solid defensive performance against North Carolina, and then able to get the late penalty kick goal to get the 3 points. So a lot left to play for, as we mentioned, with both of these teams, so I'd imagine the intensity will be very high tonight.
Good start from El Paso Locomotive FC, who kept the ball very well. Peñaranda there, under some pressure, clears the ball. FC Tulsa in those black socks, pink shorts, pink shirts, and here's Beboot, the man in form, tries a shot and he hits the post. Aaron Beboot scored in the last 2 games and he almost made it 3 on the bounce. Outstanding from the young man, bent the shot, Anna, and hits the left hand upright.
And this is where FC Tulsa can be dangerous in transition. Great job in the midfield initially from Milo Yosef to turn, drive at that back line, and then Beboot with the outside run, able to get a decent shot in, but the goalpost just saving El Paso there. But a great start from FC Tulsa offensively.
Jamali White, the 25-year-old Jamaican in goal, all in green tonight, plays it out to that left-hand side. It's a heavy challenge which has gone against FC Tulsa. Stojanovic, there's a man injured. Good time for us to segue into the injury report. And for El Paso Locomotive, Erdmann, Hines and Rodriguez are out. 4 out for FC Tulsa: Camilo Ponce, Blaine Ferry, Edwin Lasso and Michael Creek, the goalkeeper, which means that Joey Roggeveen is the substitute goalkeeper for the home side tonight. Playing from left to right, the home side in pink shirts against El Paso Locomotive FC, who are currently bottom of the table. That's a good ball over the top, and it runs all the way through to Peñaranda, who is wearing dark blue socks and then light blue shorts and shirts. Peñaranda clears from his 6-yard line up to the chest of B-Boot. Now Milo Yosef. He plays it a really nice ball through here. Owen Darm goes down. Referee says there will be a free kick, and not only that, but there will be a yellow card for Alfaro. Alfaro with the overzealous challenge, but it was a really nice break forward here, and we'll see that Owen Darm was taken out by Tony Alfaro.
And when Owen Dom can get in behind and up and down those wings, he can be so dangerous, and drawing that foul there, and a great opportunity here for FC Tulsa early on in this match. A bit to the side, kind of like a shortened corner kick, but FC Tulsa with multiple players in and around the 18 here to try to get something on frame.
Alfaro's 10th yellow card of the season. Milo Yosef directing traffic, literally, with his right arm. He's saying, get in there tight on that 6-yard line. No doubt a low line drive in here for someone to flick the header towards goal. Everybody back, of course, for the visitors in white. El Paso Locomotive FC. Yosef waits. Will drive this in right-footed. Here it comes, low into the box. It hit a player on the near post. It was a defender. I must admit, I thought it was an FC Tulsa player, but the referee has gone with the first corner kick. Here it is, played short. The Katrina Freshmax corner kick coming to nothing at all there, and it will be a throw-in now for the Locos. El Paso Locomotive FC, bottom of the league, but still with aspirations to make it into the top 8. FC Tulsa in 9th place. There was a result last night which kind of helped. I think any result would have helped FC Tulsa, to be honest, but Phoenix went down by 2-1 at home to Monterey Bay, who still have to come here to One Oak Field this season and are below FC Tulsa. But what it does is it opens up the catchable spaces above FC Tulsa in 7th and 8th. We'll keep an eye on proceedings tonight. We'll keep an eye on the table as well. Stojanovic tries to head it on to B-Boot, but it's cut out well, and the Locos will slow it down and then play a ball over the top. It's a good one. Bourgeois there as well, but there was nothing doing. Escoto there with the first touch wasn't the best, and it seems to me that El Paso are going over the top, as our FC Tulsa here. Out comes the keeper, and there was an offside, but it looks like El Paso a slow build-up, and then they are looking to play that ball in between Sawahi and Bradley Bourgeois.
And that's something that obviously Sawahi and Bourgeois will need to be aware of, in a sense where early on in this game we've seen that ball over the top, forcing them to turn their back, so wanting to try to make sure they can be aware of where Escoto is and read those balls in behind.
Robert Coronado, left-footed ball out to the right-hand side, brings in Storfer. FC Tulsa back in numbers. Coronado again, up to Moreno. Bradley Bourgeois trying to shield this one back for Peñaranda, who was slightly slow coming off his line. And Sawahi gets things going with Segrist. Very interesting to me, and as you look down, FC Tulsa have gone with a back 3. It worked very well at Oakland Roots in the 1-0 win. We've got Segrist on the left, Sawahi in the middle, Bradley Bourgeois on the right. But with the way that El Paso are playing, it could be that Harvey Sinclair just has to go to a more of a regulation right back, and it'll become a back 4 as well.
Right, and that's where that, just the personnel and the tactical formation of FC Tulsa, you have a little bit of that flexibility depending on how the game is going. So if St. Clair needs to play a bit more defensively, he has the ability to do that. But early on in these games, and we've alluded to this throughout the season, when you're trying to set the tone, especially when you have those individual matchups on the wings. You want to assert yourself early against your opponent, forcing them to play more defensive minded and not feel as comfortable going forward. So that's something that we've seen Sinclair do, and he'll have to do that on the right side, and then same thing on the left as both teams try to set the tone here and get things going.
8 minutes gone as there's a loose ball at the back there, and it's cleared away by the Locos. Earlier on it finished Charleston 2, Detroit 2. Plenty of games. Pittsburgh are winning with 10 minutes to go 4-0 at Miami FC. Plenty of twists and turns to come. Here's the throw-in from Owen Darm, who's on loan from Louisville City, in the mask, into the area, headed away. Bradley Bourgeois there to chip it towards the right-hand side, but that's going to go harmlessly away for a goal kick. Let's have a look at the keys to the game. And empty the tank, fight for your team, stay calm, and continue to pursue the next goal. Empty the tank, Anna. At this stage, you would expect every player to give their all and fight for your team.
And I think, those keys there coming from head coach Mario Sanchez, and just the mentality that he brings to this FC Tulsa team, and obviously wanting to get into those playoffs, but taking it one game at a time, controlling what they can control, and just making sure they have no regrets in putting everything they have out in these last few games.
Dolan Meyer there, just catching Stojanovic in frame there. Offside. Guerra signs are industry leaders in visa processing for professional athletes. They work hard off the field for the players to succeed on it. Reach out today for your organization's consultation. 0-0 the score, coming up to the 10th minute as the ball goes back to Jamali Waite. 5 clean sheets, the last one in the last game. The 1-0 win over North Carolina FC. Diallo gets taken down. There will be a free kick for FC Tulsa. Man with the foul there, Amori Escoto, the Mexican. Free kick. Diallo on that left-hand side. Alexis Sawahi long, looking for Owen Darm, who's got behind the defence, but for the third time tonight the offside flag goes up, and that's something FC Tulsa would just have to be wary of, and they've been caught offside as many times as they have already as they try to break that back line.
Right, and that's where the Locos have been pretty successful in these last few games. In their last match against North Carolina, they really limited the opportunities, and that's something that they'll obviously want to continue doing here. But as we mentioned, they've been in pretty decent form in the back half of this season as they try to clinch a playoff spot and just control what they can control. A lot of things have to happen for them when looking at their final 5 matches. 4 of those opponents are teams currently below the playoff line, 4 Western Conference rivals, so there's opportunity there for big swings, but they've been in good defensive form, something FC Tulsa will have to break through. Obviously Aaron Beboot's been in good form, but a good matchup between these two teams, as we've already alluded to, a lot on the line.
Peñaranda, the goalkeeper for FC Tulsa, who's appeared in the last 17 games straight since signing with the club. The Locos building deep in their own half here, content to control the ball. It's a long ball over the top, no offside. Ball across the box, it's a good one, there's a real chance. Good save, Peñaranda, still a chance. Blocked, and there will be a third opportunity which hits the bar. The last one from Storfer, and FC Tulsa somehow, Anna Bergel, get away with it.
The reaction from Peñaranda said it all. Just the effort from FC Tulsa defensively, but this shot initially in from Ruiz. Escoto there trying to get a piece of it, and then Stauffer denied by the crossbar, but a great build-up quickly from El Paso. Good ball in across, and a bit of chaos there in and around the 6, but well defended from FC Tulsa.
Well, Stauffer, the 29-year-old, has not scored this season. He has had 3 assists in this, his 25th start of the season. But unfortunately for him, he hits the bar with the 3rd effort as the Locos were knocking on Johan Peñaranda's door there. Harvey Sinclair gets in with a tackle. Andrew Booth, who's been outstanding for FC Tulsa since arriving from Miami FC. We got to talk to Coach Mario Sanchez this week, Anna, and he was saying about the value of Andrew Booth, who wears that number 7 shirt and plays as a, modern day number 6. We'll come to Anna for a comment in a minute, because here is the aforementioned Booth. Bradley Bouchoir up from the right of the back 3, curls it towards the left-hand post. Stoifer away, but Andrew Booth is a quality player, and Coach Sanchez says that he has really improved his team. There is Coach Sanchez, who talked earlier this week about the value of Andrew Booth.
And Mario Sanchez has done a good job recently just trying to get the best out of his players, and Andrew Booth, one of those where from a statistical perspective hasn't scored as many goals or maybe been on the stat sheet, but Mario Sanchez said the amount of running that he does and just the sheer effort and the ground that he covers, you have to have a player like that that's willing to do that grunt work. But he also does such a great job keeping possession of the ball and working things in the midfield for FC Tulsa. So a great addition to this team, as Mario Sanchez has been trying throughout this season, as his first season with FC Tulsa, to build a team that could potentially get them to the playoffs as they're within reach.
Here is Booth. Harvey Sinclair. Deep ball from him, looking for Aaron Beboot. Stoifer's there with Beboot. Stoifer's done well. Controls the football, plays it inside. And again, the Locos now looking to go long out to the left-hand side for Moreno, who's with Bradley Bouchoir, and Bouchoir clears that one away. There's Wilmer Cabrera, who took over and promptly went to, there's the ball towards the goal. Peñaranda has to catch that one. In his first game, Cabrera, he went to Charleston Battery, who are high-flying, and they had that 2-2 draw, and they won by 2-1, and that is the last time that Charleston Battery lost in the USL Championship at home. They have had more of their success away from home of the Locos. In fact, and I was looking at a table which lists the 12 teams in their home and their away form. If you look at FC Tulsa's home form, they are 11th out of 12th. They've had more success away. And if you look at the away form of El Paso, who, as we know, are bottom of the league, they're at 7th with their away form. They've had much more success away from home.
It's kind of interesting to hear that, just in the sense where, typically you'd think they'd have more success in front of their home fans, sleeping in their own bed. And FC Tulsa historically has wanted, well, all teams do, but want to make One Oak Field somewhat of a fortress and make it a difficult environment. And this season's just kind of been a bit different, and they've found ways to get points on the road, which you have to do. But obviously with both of these teams closing in on the end of regular season, wanting to really be focused on the points that they can get at home. Obviously El Paso on the road here, and unbeaten, as a reminder, at One Oak Field in their last 3 meetings.
Calvillo is fouled. It's the voice of Anna Bogle. Yours truly, Dave Saunders here. Thanks so much for your company here on Cox Channel 3 and Cox Your View, and also on ESPN Plus for those of you further afield tuning into this one. The home side are FC Tulsa in the pink shirts, and you've got a view there of the away side, El Paso, all in white tonight. The score is 0-0. but El Paso have come the closest to scoring, and they now have a penalty for a rather unlucky handball against Patrick Segrist. And a few years ago, Anna, I would suggest to you that would not have been given, but the modern game says that the arms have to be in a natural position. Segrist is a little bit upset there. Bourgeois pleading the case, and we will see on the replay, are the arms in an unnatural position here for this important decision which the referee's given in the 19th minute.
Unfortunate from an FC Tulsa perspective, but Escoto did well there, and you see that arm come up away from his figure. That's what the referee is calling there, as El Paso Locomotive FC clinched a game winner against North Carolina late with a penalty kick in Joaquin Rivas, and will have a chance to get on the board here first at One Oak Field after that last sequence.
Yeah, Rivas on the bench, the reliability as Bradley Bourgeois once more from the crowd behind the goal goes to Escoto, who from 12 yards could put his team in front. Standing between him scoring is Johan Peñaranda, who has saved penalty kicks this season. Referee blows the whistle. Escoto's going to come up right-footed, takes his time, comes up, hits the ball, and it's saved by Peñaranda. And then was the ball over the line? Yes, it was. The goal will be given, and I think that's the correct decision. Now Bradley Bourgeois has gone over to the linesman. Anna Bergel, from where we have our commentary position, I have to say that that is the correct decision. The ball was played from behind the line by Johan Peñaranda, and we'll see what kind of angles we've got here. But with me looking at that live, I think the correct decision has been made, and it's 1-0 to El Paso.
I would agree, and the assistant referee was in a good position, remained on that line. Tough break for FC Tulsa as the initial save from Peñaranda, trying to scramble to clear that away, but well done from the Locos to follow up there, stick with the play. Looks like a yellow card now has been issued to the FC Tulsa bench as they're trying to plead their case here after that last play.
Well, as we await the replay, what you can say is the assistant referee was in exactly the right position because he was stood on the line because it was a penalty kick. Coach Sanchez is not impressed. Let's have a look at the replay and see if we can pick the bones out of this one.
And again, the initial shot from Escoto, save from Peñaranda, great follow-up. And then as you see there, the full ball behind the line as Peñaranda trying to kick save it out. But I think that's the right call.
Bradley Bourgeois drives it towards the left-hand side. The bottom side, El Paso Locomotive FC have the lead, 1-0. It was one of those awful moments for Escoto. We've seen those little dinked penalty kicks so effective at times, but when it goes wrong, it doesn't look that good. But they did have the sense to follow up, did El Paso. And as we could see we don't have goal line technology, but I think from our camera shot there, you can see that the ball was over the line and the correct decision has been made. Well, talk about excitement. Check out all the exciting postseason action as the USL playoffs presented by Terminix kick off in November. The top teams will battle it out for the ultimate prize. Go to USLChampionship.com for all the latest playoff information. And there's lots of twists and turns before we get to the top 8 teams that will contest the playoff in both conferences. Here's Milo Joseph trying to get FC Tulsa back on the board with an immediate reply. There's a good header away from Dollenmeyer, but it will be a throw into FC Tulsa. And Owen Dahm has gone across to take this one. He is the long throw specialist. Plenty of players in and around the 6-yard box. Owen Dahm, long flat throw into the box. It's flicked on. It's going to come to the far side where Harvey Sinclair will have to pick this one up and go back to Patrick Segrist, who unfortunately gave away the penalty. Always difficult. Flicked on by Josef. And now El Paso won a second one. They drive down the middle of the field, slip it out to the right-hand side. And there's Siegrist, as the ball did not reach Moreno. Stojanovic wants to go round the defender, but hasn't quite got the speed, and that one goes back to Jamali Waite. Waite has had 3 clean sheets in the last 5. Bibu, who had a shot, don't forget, in the first minute that hit the post. Malo Yosef, Bibu, plenty of white shirts around him. Bibu tries a shot, it's blocked by 2. He wants a handball in the box, not given by the referee. Escoto slips the ball through. Siegrist, early ball across goal. Sawahi slides away, and that will go for another Katrina Freshmax corner.
Escoto has definitely made an impact for this El Paso side, obviously causing the penalty kick with the cross in that led to the handball, and he's done a great job just getting in the mix, making good runs, leading to this corner kick opportunity here for the Locos, and it looks like Calvillo will take this one.
Calvillo holds the left arm aloft. Could it be a second here for the visitors? No, because Peñaranda takes that one cleanly. And if you're a defender and you hear keeper's ball and you hear the ball smack into the gloves, that is a great sound and sight for everybody connected with FC Tulsa. Here's Bradley Bourgeois. (1-0) the score. Bradley Bourgeois. As the world demands low-cost, low-carbon energy, Williams will be there with the best transport, storage and delivery solutions. Williams, we make clean energy happen. 25 minutes have ticked by here in this thrilling game between 9th placed FC Tulsa and 12th placed El Paso Locomotive FC. These two, of course, did meet earlier on in the season. The Boubacar Diallo goal gave all the points down in El Paso to FC Tulsa. Throwing down the right-hand side. Sawahi got a foot on that one. Booth will go back to Bourgeois. Bourgeois thought about going back to Peñaranda. Now he will go back to Peñaranda because there were no other options. Peñaranda up into the clear night sky here at One Oak Field to the chest of Bibu. Booth gets in there, but he's beaten in the tackle by Calvillo. Dolomaya. Ricky Ruiz has a tackle in the midfield, won by FC Tulsa. Bibu goes wise here to Stojanovic. Stojanovic looking for help, gets it in the shape of Diallo. Diallo to Dam. Dam will go back to Siegrist. FC Tulsa patiently building here, Anna Bergel, and they've got to string some passes together and get themselves back into this game.
And it's all about their response, obviously.
Bibu is offside again.
As Bibu had that early opportunity that hit the post, obviously from an FC Tulsa standpoint, tough break with the penalty kick, but credit to the Locos, able to take advantage of that moment and get the early goal. But a long game here. FC Tulsa just needing to find a rhythm, keep possession, be thoughtful about their passes, but needing to defend here.
Escoto wearing 8, missed the penalty, but it was followed up. Moreno to Stoifer. Stoifer wants to go for a corner, gets a corner. Stoifer hit the bar earlier on, but he's impressed me, and playing as a kind of a right wing back for El Paso. He's giving a few problems to Owen Dam and Patrick Siegrist.
And that's where, when you have those players that are, deemed right backs or left backs and have the ability to get forward and almost act as an extra attacking player, it can be so threatening.
Ruiz then Holds the right arm aloft. It's an in-swinger with the left foot to the far post. There's a header down, it hits the post, and then it's played back in again by Alfaro. Alfaro here with the ball, lays it back. They're still knocking on the door. Now there's a shot blocked by Bourgeois, back in. It's pinball in there, and Diallo comes away with the ball now for FC Tulsa. Round 3, Diallo still with the ball, and he just gets dispossessed in the end by Navarez. Back they come now. And that one hits Siegrist, this time on the chest. He will be relieved it didn't hit him on the arm. And it will be another Katrina Fresh Mex corner. And this game, Anna, is pretty much end to end, isn't it?
It is. It's been pretty wide open from both teams, just trying to keep the energy high, the pace of play. And Diallo on that last play did a great job just weaving out of the attackers and trying to find some space for FC Tulsa, but then dispossessed, and now FC Tulsa again needing to be disciplined defensively here as they've had to manage against a few corners in these last few minutes. That last opportunity catching a break there as the header coming off the crossbar, but will have to be switched on here as Cavillo
with the outswinger this time. It's a good header away by Siegrist. Stoifer, last man back, drives it towards the right-hand side. Siegrist, the defender for FC Tulsa. Here's the ball into the box. It's headed away by Bourgeois, but still they pick it up, do the Locos. Andrew Booth tries to get a tackle in for FC Tulsa. Ruiz. Stoifer. Given away. Siegrist then promptly gives it away. Navarez. Moreno. Keeps his feet well. Brings in the tall figure of Noah Dollenmeyer. It's all a little bit scrappy, Anna, as both teams seem to be giving the ball away. It's making for a thrilling game if you're a neutral, but there again, the ball being given away. Nobody can keep possession of the football at the moment.
No, the first touches have been a bit untidy. They haven't really been able to ping the ball around like they want. I mean, credit defensively, trying to win the ball back quickly when they do give it away. But obviously wanting to make sure that you settle down, take a good first touch, get your head up, try to find a rhythm, because it has been a bit panicky at times from both teams in the midfield as they try to get some consistent spells of possession.
Ball belted down the left-hand side, looking for chest of Aaron B, but that's wonderful skill because he was under pressure from the defender. And in the end, it goes away for a throw-in. Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa is your place for fun and entertainment after the match. Enjoy a world-class casino experience with high-stakes tables and over 1,600 electronic games. Just 4 miles from One Oak Field. Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, 1-0 to the Locos, who've come into town, and Robert Coronado it was with the follow-up to the missed penalty, getting his second of the season. And again they build from the back, but Ortiz has hit that one out. Owen Darm 5 yards inside the Locos half. Siegrist, Sawahi. FC Tulsa, as we said in the open, this is the first of 4 consecutive Saturdays. Bibu over the top. Bibu's there, but he's offside. He's put the ball towards goal, but again, it's the flat line from El Paso Locomotive FC's defense, Anna, that's catching FC Tulsa out.
And they're doing a great job anticipating those runs in behind from the likes of Aaron Bibu as they're trying to sneak in behind, but just that first step and doing it as a unit is what's making it successful here, and they've done it a few times in this first half, and FC Tulsa just has not been able to sort that out.
Free kick then. Say again, a beautiful night weather-wise. We're outside for the open to the program, and it's just a perfect night for a game of football, as there is a foul on halfway. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Here's Booth. Harvey Sinclair. Bibu has gone wide on the right-hand side. Here's Bouchoir. Bouchoir left-footed, switches the play to Segrist. Segrist now crosses the halfway line, plays it in to Boubacar Diallo, who tried a trick which didn't come off and loses possession. Segrist picks it up for the home side. Bibu again, his chest has been the target and he's held it up so well, Aaron Bibu. 6'4" he is. Booth will bring in Bouchoir, who's come up from the back three. Such is the versatility of FC Tulsa's formation, but then Booth gets dispossessed and then Bouchoir's late with the challenge, and Bradley Bouchoir will get a Pella yellow card for the challenge in the Locos half, and in the 34th minute Bradley Bouchoir becomes the second player to receive the Pella yellow card in this game. Oklahoma State University Medicine is FC Tulsa's official sports medicine partner.
Just get a look here at 80s night here at One Oak Field. T-shirt giveaway, kind of some retro shirts there, throwing back to the Tulsa Roughnecks from 1978 to 1984, as we alluded to that in the open. Pretty neat, just that whole era. They had such an incredible season in 1983 where they were able to get some national recognition. Really fun history for this FC Tulsa team that was rebranded from the Roughnecks, but definitely remember their roots.
Harvey Sinclair's in with a challenge. You sound, Anna Burgle, like you remember the 70s and 80s. I can tell you, folks listening around the world, that one of the commentary team lived through the 70s and 80s. Your guess at home, please. No, it was a great era, wasn't it? And, you know, Anna knows a lot about the history of the Tulsa Roughnecks. Of course, they came back in 2015, and the first name that was given to the franchise was the Tulsa Roughnecks, now FC Tulsa, of course. And a very successful time, and many of the players stayed on and lived in Tulsa, some still around the area as the ball goes into the box. And it's going to be away by Dolan Meyer, who got a bang on the head. And we shouldn't forget, Anna, that the great Pele came and played in Tulsa. And I had the fortune of meeting a gentleman who was a local journalist, and he said that he got to interview Pele, and his great story was that Pele turned up 10 minutes late and was very, very sorry for being late. And he said, I would have waited all day to speak to the great man. Of course, he didn't have any record of that with, you know, cell phones, of course, not being around in those days. But great times for the Roughnecks, and really good night tonight with plenty of memorabilia on sale and being given out to the first 1,000 that came through the turnstiles. But if you're from the FC Tulsa persuasive, you're looking to get back on level terms because your side is a goal down. Well done to the bottom side. The Locos have come into town, and so far so good, and not just the one goal. They put a lot of pressure on Peñuanda's goal, and they have hit the bar as well. This one's going to fall here to Harvey Sinclair. Good ball inside there, looking for Stojanovic. Stojanovic dives into a challenge, and he's won a free kick now for FC Tulsa in a dangerous position here. Harvey Sinclair's in there. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving. Referee is going to calm things down a little bit here, Anna, but the result of the free kick is that it's going to be in a dangerous position for FC Tulsa.
The referee just trying to calm things down there. Again, so much riding on these last few regular season games as FC Tulsa with a good opportunity here. Milo Yosef, Boubacar Diallo standing over this one. A good distance as well, could opt to go straight for goal, but a few FC Tulsa players lined up on that back post as well.
There's Harvey Sinclair and Bradley Bouchois. Sinclair it was who won the ball in that little phase of play. Malo Yosef is standing over this one, as is Boubacar Diallo. You can see Diallo there on the right wearing 6. 4-man wall. Malo Yosef might fancy this one, curling it towards that right-hand post that you can see in our shot. 39th minute. Is this the moment that the home side gets back on level terms? There's more pushing and shoving to the left of your shot there. The referee's having to sort out. Referee blows the whistle. Diallo and Yosef. Yosef comes up, does curl it towards goal, and it's punched away by the goalkeeper, Waite. And it was well struck and a pretty good save in the end on it.
It was. Waite was watching that in a good position there. It was well struck from Milo Yosef. As you mentioned, he's trying to curl that ball up and over the wall, and he does so, but just a bit too central, allowing Waite to get over there, and a short corner's taken here quickly from FC Tulsa.
Owen Dahm into the box. There's a header, which the referee has given another Katrina Freshmax corner here. No, he's changed his mind and given it as a goal kick. So FC Tulsa, little flurry of activity will be over, and Jamali Waite can now boast 80 saves for the season. Played 2 seasons with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Has conceded 32 goals this season. As I said, 3 clean sheets in the last 5. Here's Siegrist. Owen Dahm. Siegrist again in a little bit of a corner. We'll need to go back to the Frenchman here, Alexis Sawahi. Sawahi brings in Bradley Bouchois. Bouchois goes long, looking for Aaron Beebe. If he can get a flick on here. Owen Dahm's out wide on the left. Here's Boubacar Diallo, who wants to go right. That's a good ball here to Harvey Sinclair, who brings the ball down, twisting and turning. Sinclair dinks the ball towards the keeper. He punches it away. It's going to come to Owen Dahm. Boubacar Diallo puts it back into the box, and Waite takes a very good catch and runs to the edge of his area, and the danger has been averted. Navarez infield to Coronado, the goal scorer. Navarez again under pressure from Harvey Sinclair. Brings in Ricky Ruiz. The Locos happy to keep control of the ball here and build slowly from the back. Been very impressive tonight of the away side. Dolomaya has continued his run. Cleared away though by Sawahi. Malo Yosef goes down under the challenge from Ricky Ruiz, who picks him up. There is Ruiz, 27-year-old. 2 seasons with Rio Grande Valley. Cavillo, deep in his own half. Cavillo again, happy to bring the ball up into the midfield. Moreno, under pressure from Diallo. Now a long ball towards the right-hand side to Stoifer. Stoifer's ball into the box, headed away by Siegrist. Owen Dahm away, but it's going to come right back from the Locos. Segrist to Diallo. Diallo did well to head it away, but again, he's given it away. Calvillo. Harvey Sinclair's back there to tidy up for FC Tulsa, right in the corner with Ruiz. Calvillo. The right ball back, and he's hit the bar. That's Escoto. It's a wonderful ball back, the perfect ball back, and I struck it well. He hit the bar, but still Ruiz here with a left-footed ball into the area, headed away by Bradley Bourgeois. Struck it well, but again, the bar in between his side going 2-0 up.
It's a yellow card issued here in the midfield, but on that last play, Calvillo, Dave, you mentioned the ball back across, and it was the right one, pulling it back far enough from the FC Tulsa defense to allow Escoto a shot on frame. Struck it well with pace, but again denied by the crossbar, and FC Tulsa has had a few breaks like that throughout this first half as Dollenmeyer with the yellow card, and FC Tulsa will have a chance here on a free kick, reset things as just a couple minutes left in the first half here.
Yeah, Pella yellow card for Dollenmeyer, who stands at 6'6", the man from Thousand Oaks, California. 44th minute. Ball over the top. Just going back to that effort that hit the bar. Anna, you've played the game at professional level. If you're the winger there, I think it was Ruiz from memory, playing that ball back, it was the perfect ball back. And if you're a striker or a midfielder coming in, that's the ball you want, right?
It is. Well, and I think, you know, some credit to Escoto there. Holding the run is important too, because you have a lot of players that, you know, want to get in the box, get in and around the area, a lot of energy trying to get there, but the awareness to hold up the run is a good run here.
Moreno twisting and turning, still with the ball. There's a shot which hits Sawahi. Just feels like the FC Tulsa defence and goalkeeper are getting peppered here with shots. I mean, credit to them, they're throwing themselves in the way and they've only conceded one goal. Now there's going to be a Pella yellow card for Boubacar Diallo. I can only assume that's for something that he would have said. One number 6 into the book. The other number 6, Eric Calvillo, is going to take the Katrina Freshmax corner. Has had an assist, the El Salvadorian. Here's his corner into the danger area. There's a really good header away from Aaron Beboot, who's back, all hands to the pump. Here's Ruiz. Ruiz again. As the Locos keep control of the ball and are passing it really well. Scavilla's ball into the box. Out comes Peñaranda. There's a clash of heads there. It is the goalkeeper and also Arturo Ortiz who've gone down. Referee will immediately bring the physios on, and we just hope that both of those players are okay. And never nice to see a clash of heads on the football field.
No, it's not. A brave play from both players. Peñaranda needing to come out strong there with the punch away, but then on that backside, Ortiz, captain for this Locos side, trying to connect with his head. Looks like he's up and walking at will, which is good to see. Peñaranda still down for FC Tulsa.
As you get a look at the throwback shirt that the Roughnecks wore back in '83. It is 80s night. There was a lovely moment this week in training where they were asking these players, and I have to remember just how young these players are sometimes, Hannah Bogle, but they're asking them, you know, they took a picture of something from the 80s and asked them if they recognise things like cassette player and so on. I have to say I got every single one right.
Hey, I knew most of them.
But it's a wonderful thing they do here, and the big screen showing it that it is 80s night, and Peñaranda is okay and good to carry on It's a wonderful thing to remember that great team with the shirts and T-shirts, and as we said, we gave you lots of stats about 1983 winning the bowl. We used to play at the Skelly Stadium. Here's Bradley Bourgeois. Can FC Tulsa get back on level terms just before half-time? Dolomaya comes across with the challenge. Harvey Sinclair throws the ball in. It's gone out. Sinclair wants another ball. Harvey Sinclair in his first season with FC Tulsa, the Englishman. Bradley Bourgeois. Bourgeois, who played for the old Tulsa Roughnecks in 2017. That after he spent 4 years across town here at the University of Tulsa. Man born in Cypress, Texas. Sawahi over his shoulder. And the referee blows the whistle for half-time. And I would suspect, Anna Bergel, that from the El Paso point of view, they'll be looking to get a second and keep controlling the game. Lots for FC Tulsa and their coach Mario Sanchez to talk about in the locker room at halftime.
Well, the Locos have done a great job in this first half, just continuing to apply pressure in a sense where when FC Tulsa has done a great job defending, trying to clear the ball away, it's that first pass and they haven't been able to get out, and the Locos have done a tremendous job just keeping players forward and continuing to pepper FC Tulsa with opportunities. They've caught a few breaks here or there with the crossbar, some good saves from Peñaranda, but B-Boot had an early opportunity, but since then it's been tough for FC Tulsa to find a clear-cut chance. They've also hit the post, so there have been moments, but they need more of those in this second half if they're going to find their way back in this game.
We're going to step away now, but don't go away. We've got lots to get through in the Williams halftime show with a halftime score here of FC Tulsa 0, El Paso Locomotive FC 1.
When I come home, it's like I feel like I'm in my dream home. I've been doing a little research on HELOCs, and I went to Oklahoma Central Credit Union. They were wonderful. We've added pretty much a new addition to our house. We didn't even have to pay the closing cost. They paid it for us. So I've been with Oklahoma Central for quite a while. I'm not going anywhere else.
What would you do if you only had one life to live? Well, that's kind of how this whole thing works. So bite off more than you can chew. Don't wait for someone else's green light. Go after what they say you can't. Oklahoma needs more doers, and doers don't wait. Get skilled, get paid. Tulsa Tech, powered by Oklahoma Career Tech.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. When you buy a vehicle from us, your transaction doesn't end when you drive off the lot. That's because all vehicle purchases come backed by the Knight Advantage. This includes a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new vehicles, a 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty on all used vehicles, and a low price guarantee. These exclusive offers help make your car buying experience easier and more affordable. And that's why we're Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer, Bill Knight Ford, home of the Knight Advantage.
Summertime is back at Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, and we have the perfect getaway for you. Cool off in our spacious freeform pool, grab your favorite drink and chill at the poolside bar, or relax and unwind in a cozy private cabana. Just steps away are tempting restaurants, live entertainment, and a world-class casino gaming experience. At Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, your place to stay and relax.
Robert Coronado's second goal of the season is the difference here at halftime. Lots to get through in the Williams halftime show after the break with the score of FC Tulsa 0, El Paso Locomotive FC 1.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Recentra bien el balón dentro del área. Un pase al segundo. La combinación es buena. Se canta el 1-1 de Locomotive. ¡No te puedo creer! Increíble, Felipe. Y señoras y señores, la USL Championship.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
Come by your local Cox store and discover what Cox Mobile can do for you. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability, so wherever life takes you, you'll stay connected to what matters most. Switching to Cox Mobile is easy, and to make things even easier, we've extended our store hours for your convenience. We'll help you find a mobile plan and device that fits your lifestyle and your budget. Stop by a Cox store today.
Welcome back into a beautiful night here at One Oak Field, and a beautiful night especially if you are a Locos fan, because your side is winning this one at halftime by a goal to nil. As we look at some news and notes, and when we wrote our news and notes, we were going to tell you that if Lou City could clinch the Players' Shield for the league's best regular season record if the club wins against Miami FC and Indy 11. Well, they beat Miami. They have drawn with Indy 11, but congratulations, hot off the press, they are the winners of the Players' Shield. Congratulations to them. Loudoun United FC's Hugo Farreau became the 25th goalkeeper to record an assist in USL Championship history with his stoppage time flick from a corner, setting up Khalil El-Makad's dramatic equaliser. Congratulations to him. Las Vegas Lights FC scored 2 stoppage time goals to earn a stunning win on the road to Phoenix Rising FC, with the club able to secure its first playoff berth in club history with a win against Orange County SC this Saturday. Well done to them. They have really done well in the latter part of this season. We'll step away for another break. When we come back, we'll look at the action, and there's been a fair bit of it that happened in this first half. You're watching the Williams Halftime Show.
When connection is needed most, Cox is there to help. When families depend on affordable internet, we support them. When students need the tools to succeed, we empower them. And when veterans need a company who serves them, they can count on Cox. Whenever and wherever it matters most, we'll be there.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Ford Game of the Week.
Ford Game of the Week. Bishop Kelly versus Booker T. Washington. Live this Thursday on Your View, Cox Channel 3.
Interesting thing about Oklahoma, we have oil wells on our Capitol grounds. Our state song is from the Broadway musical Oklahoma. And we have some of the most unpredictable weather. From tornado outbreaks, record-breaking heat waves, and relentless floods and storms, Oklahoma has experienced many extremes. Extremes like these require constant forecasts. That's why there's no-wait weather. We won't tell you what to expect. We'll show you all day long. No-wait weather on YourView Channel 3.
Tonight's match is brought to you by the presenting sponsor, Eisman Law Group, experience you can count on. By Williams, we make clean energy happen. By Osage Casino Hotel, your place to play. And by Tulsa Spine and Rehab, a team of specialists in one place, delivering lasting pain relief. Well, as I said, in this game brought to you by Eisman Law Group, we can run the first half highlights, and it all started well in the first minute for FC Tulsa's Aaron Beboot.
And he's been on fire for FC Tulsa. Great build-up play in the midfield, and that one just off of that far post, and that was a great look early on for FC Tulsa as they tried to establish themselves in this game. They looked good offensively, defensively. They also tried to get things going. They had some good moments. This was a great effort just through and through as El Paso Locomotive FC just peppering FC Tulsa. That one up off the crossbar. Again, Peñaranda having to make a few saves early on as well. And there have been moments in the first half where that crossbar has saved them. And then Escoto with the penalty kick opportunity, the follow-up from Coronado. Peñaranda with the initial save, but as you see there, the ball went over the line. That goal counted, so that gives us the scoreline 1-0. FC Tulsa on the other end of things, great effort here from Yosef, saved by Waite. And then really these last few minutes of the first half, again, another opportunity off of the crossbar, and the Locos just continued to apply that pressure going forward as FC Tulsa trying to weather that storm, get into halftime, gives us this current scoreline 1-0 as we get a look here at the halftime stats.
Yeah, and you could see the shots in favor of the Locos, 9 shots to 4, and then 3 on target, as we've just seen. Remember, when you hit the bar, they don't count as shots on target as well, and they've also had more of the possession. And we don't often look at offsides, Anna, but it's something that FC Tulsa are going to have to look at because, 4 offsides, they've got to watch that back line.
And it shows you they're thinking of the right things. They're trying to get in behind, make the right runs, but credit the defense for El Paso. They've defended well as a unit, stepped up when needed to, and haven't let a lot get in behind, and that's where they've been successful these last few games. They've limited goal-scoring opportunities. They did that against North Carolina, came away with a win there, and they've done that here against FC Tulsa so far in this first half. So if FC Tulsa wants to find themselves back in this game when they are defending, have to find feet to get out of it and then continue in transition and find some shots on goal to challenge Waite. As this El Paso team, as we've mentioned, it looks like their chances might be meek for the playoffs, but they are definitely still alive, and until that is solidified, they are trying to get every single point that they can, and so far with 3 right now if the scoreline stands here at One Oak Field.
Quick look at the team of the week. Congratulations to Augustine Williams and Mark Briggs, the Sacramento Republic Coach of the Week. Quick mention for Hugo Farreau. We mentioned him with that assist from the goalkeeping position. And Arturo Ortiz there in the middle of the back 3, who is also in the middle of the back 3 here at One Oak Field. They have made a substitution. Have El Paso Locomotive FC, and we'll tell you about that in just a moment, because FC Tulsa playing from right to left, dump the ball into the box. There's a header away, and now Harvey Sinclair will keep this one in on that right-hand side. As the smoke comes across One Oak Field. There's the ball into box. Beboot was nearly there. There's a header away by the number 4 Storfer. And a good start, Anna Bergel, from FC Tulsa, who will want a good start and get themselves back on level terms. Here's Milo Yosef twisting and turning. Segrist waits a few yards away from him. Milo Yosef into the box. B-Boots there. That's a wonderful header away from Akwe, who's come on at the beginning of this second half and got a whack to his head for his troubles.
Sporting gesture there from Aaron Bibu to help him up after that play. Excellent delivery initially from Yosef, and he will take this corner kick opportunity as well here for the home time.
Ball into the box is away to Owen Darm. No, Yosef has stood there. He's onside just about. Akwe away again. Here's Boubacar Diallo. He goes wide again to Yosef, who's had a busy start wide on the left-hand side. There's his ball into the box. It's a good one, but it's headed away. Owen Darm now with Cavilo. Cavilo managing to get that one away. And now last man back is Patrick Segrist. And Segrist will have to go all the way back to Johan Peñaranda. Segrist on the left of the back three. Whacks it long. Nobody there. And that one will be headed back by Arturo Ortiz to the goalkeeper Jamali Waite. Bradley Bouchois, who got a yellow card in the first half. Segrist, long ball from Segrist. B-Boots there, so's Wait to catch that one. Looks to me, Anna, like Milo Yosef is the go-to player. That's no disrespect to Stojanovic on the right of the front three, but they're looking to get Yosef involved.
And you can see why, with his recent deliveries that he's had in the box as well, can really be dangerous from that perspective. B-Boot able to get on the end of some of those could be impactful for this FC Tulsa team. But we'll likely see some more risks from FC Tulsa going forward. We'll see players like Owen Dom pressing forward more to try to get involved with Yosef and B-Boot up top as they try to find this equalizer.
So much at stake. It's a big 45 minutes this for both teams. If the Locos, Moreno here looking for a second. Moreno shoots high, wide and Hansa, but Anna, if you know the Locos can get a win here, it gives them hope, even though they're bottom of the league, but that makes those sort of 7th through 12th places so much more compact, doesn't it, if they can take the 3 points. If FC Tulsa can take the 3 points, I believe they'll go back into the playoff places.
Well, and in this league throughout the season, I mean, on paper, we've seen, teams go on the road and win when they might not be favored to, and we've seen some upsets, and that's what makes this league so fun to watch. And the Locos here are trying to get something going, maybe extend their lead a bit further, but if they're able to get a win, as you mentioned, they're not out of it. Statistically, they're not out of it, and you never know what can happen in these last few weeks. They're trying to control what they can control and put themselves in the best position that they can to close in on the top 8.
And FC Tulsa, just to confirm, if they were able to turn this run and take the 3 points themselves, of course a long way to go, a lot to happen for that to happen, they would in fact go into 7th place. So as I said, there's lots at stake here, but the away side have got a free kick here. You can see Ricky Ruiz there wearing 33 and Eric Calvillo wearing 6, looking to take this free kick from the left. Calvillo it is, into the box. There's a header away, and there's a wild effort that goes up into the night sky. In fact, one of the El Paso players was chasing that because he thought it might spin away towards the corner flag, but away it goes. FC Tulsa have had a couple of 2-1 wins at home to San Antonio and Miami FC. Also beaten Memphis by a 0-0. Here's Stojanovic into the box. Stojanovic got a little pull and he puts it wide, and the referee goes with a goal kick. It's always one of those, Anna, when you get a little tug, but you're so honest, you play on, and then you get nothing for your troubles. He puts it wide.
Stojanovic able to get in behind this defense off of a great flicked header. Needs to do better here, put something on frame, force weight to make a save. You see the frustration there from him after that initial shot, but a great effort and better from FC Tulsa. They're trying to be creative, get in behind off the flicked header and challenge this back line from El Paso.
It's Milo Yosef. Finds Andrew Booth, who in turn finds Harvey Sinclair, who we know can deliver a decent ball, but he gets slightly checked there by Ruiz, but gets away again from the shackles. Here's Harvey Sinclair into the penalty box. It's going to come to Milo Yosef, who's got time here to look for a shot, and he's a couple of yards over the top. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches include the championship final, will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. 1-0 to the Locos. Stojanovic able to find Bibu. Bibu finds Milo Yosef. Milo Yosef runs into trouble, and then it was a handball from Milo Yosef, who just lost control and a burgle of the football and inadvertently put his hand out there, being picked up.
And credit Milo Yosef, he's been one of those players who had a great season last season against FC Tulsa. Started off a little slow. He had to kind of work his way into the lineup. He was coming off of the bench trying to find a rhythm of his own, and later in this back half of the regular season for FC Tulsa has really started to play with more confidence, as we've seen with some of his delivery and his impact that he's made in the attacking third for FC Tulsa.
Now there's a chance here for the Locos. It's pulled back, but thankfully for FC Tulsa's point of view, Boubacar Diallo was there with Alexi Sawahi. Here's Booth winning a header. Stojanovic has to run towards that right-hand side. He gets brought down by Alfaro, who's got to be careful. The substitution, by the way, Akwe came on. Dolan Meyer it was who was withdrawn at half-time. FC Tulsa looking to go on the attack again here with Stojanovic, with Alfaro, and that will go away for a corner to FC Tulsa, and Anna Bergel a chance to get the likes of Sawahi and Bourgeois up from the back here.
We've seen Bourgeois score headers. Sawahi has the ability to do so as well, and Aaron Bibu, who's been very impactful for FC Tulsa since his joining of the team kind of mid to late season. But FC Tulsa needing a response here to change the dynamic of this game, and needing good delivery from Yosef, who we've mentioned has the ability to do so.
Here's the ball low into the box, and it was towed away by Stojanovic, and they want another Katrina Fresh Max corner, and they've got one. Milo Yosef, the man born in Aachen, Germany, big Werder Bremen fan from the Bundesliga, will take this one. And it'll be an outswinger with the right foot. He's had a good start to the second half. Holds both arms aloft. Here it is to the near post again. It's flicked on. Where will it fall? Bradley Bourgeois will cushion the ball out to Yosef again, who can take his time here. Pulls it back now to Harvey Sinclair. Good ball in from Sinclair. Bourgeois heads just wide, and he stamps with his hands the turf, because he knows and he looks to the skies that that could have been the other side of the post if he got a better connection.
And Bourgeois, by his own standards and his reaction there, knows he should have done better in that moment. Good delivery in far post. You see it kind of go off the shoulder. He's not able to connect with his head there the way that he wanted to. Golden opportunity for FC Tulsa to get back in this game. Unfortunately not able to execute there.
Owen Dahm with Storfer for company. Ball goes back to Johan Peñaranda, who's been beaten by a follow-up to a missed penalty by Robert Coronado, who scored his second of the season. Now here's Stojanovic, Aaron B-boot, Harvey Sinclair in the orange boots. Boubacar Diallo will keep it going here to Segrist. FC Tulsa have just got two back, really. Stojanovic lays it off. Here's Owen Dahm, and Owen Dahm has won another corner for FC Tulsa, who are throwing everything they've got at the Locos here, Anna Berger, with another Katrina Freshmax corner from Milo Yosef.
In their fifth of this game, they've had moments with these corner kicks where they've had chances and trying to get something on frame, but needing to take advantage of these set pieces when they get them, as they've done so much work to put themselves in these positions.
Here's the corner then from Yosef. The keeper's there. That's food and drink for Waite, who goes one-on-one here with Moreno and Segrist. Segrist has done really well there. That really was just a one-on-one, and Harvey Sinclair's done really well. And then there's a pullback, and the referee's going to introduce a Pella yellow card for Moreno. And then there's a little bit more pushing and shoving. I'm not sure that the locals will mind this being broken up too much, but FC Tulsa will want to keep the flow of the game going. Referee's got a little bit to sort out. Moreno goes into the book. Bradley Bouchois, as captain, went to the referee, didn't like something that was done. There was some pushing, I think, as somebody went to get the ball. Let's have a look at the replay. It's going to be another Pella yellow card. There's the foul, or this will be the foul from Moreno. But there was some other shenanigans that went on right in front of the fourth official. No card for Harvey Sinclair. And now there is a Pella yellow card going to Amore Escoto. As I said, Anna, FC Tulsa won't want the game broken up because their flow now in this second half has been pretty good. But if you're El Paso Locomotive FC, you're 1-0 up, you want to close this half out, you won't mind it getting a bit chippy.
Right, they're unbothered by that, want to just break up play, and FC Tulsa's rhythm that they've had these last few minutes has led to some great opportunities and chances going forward. So El Paso, trying to preserve this lead, will not mind the stoppages.
Stojanovic, it's a very high line from the Locos. They've given it away to Navarez. Moreno, who's just gone into the referee's notebook, as is this man. Escoto. As the world demands low cost, low carbon energy, Williams will be there with the best transport, storage and delivery solutions. Williams will make clean energy happen. Thanks to your company here, Dave Saunders and Anna Berger with you on ESPN Plus. And for those of you locally here in Tulsa on Cox Your View and Cox Channel 3, we welcome you into One Oak Field, where FC Tulsa have won 3 games this season and are desperate in this first of 4 to finish off their season. As Sawahi goes in to the referee's notebook, another Pella yellow card for the Frenchman. FC Tulsa are desperate to turn this round, and they're going to make a change here. And on will come Faisal Patash, and off will go Boubacar Diallo, and that, I would suggest, Anna, from Coach Mario Sanchez, is an attacking move.
No, you're right, and FC Tulsa obviously wanting to find an equalizer and get some attacking-minded players on this field. We've seen Batash have some really good games with FC Tulsa since joining this team. Has the ability to keep the ball, get forward. He'll bring a different dynamic to this team, as he will have a more offensive mindset here, but FC Tulsa needing to focus on defending the free kick at the moment. 4 players standing in the wall with Batash just out to the side. Long way out.
It is a long way out. This would be spectacular if this ended up an hour gone in this game. Here is the shot which hits the wall. Akwe on as a second half substitute. Strong challenge there, no quarter given there. between Alfaro and Harvey Sinclair. Here is Sinclair with the throw-in. Can't find Bibu. Booted away. Bourgeois got to go across with Moreno. That's going to spin away. Moreno will keep that one in. It comes off Bourgeois' knee, and it will be a throw-in for the Locos. Select, the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Throw in. Ruiz with it. And it goes through for a goal kick. FC Tulsa coming off the back of that fine 1-0 win in Oakland. Before that, they were going down to a pretty late winner for Rhode Island. That finished 2-1 to Rhode Island. Now there's a little bit more shenanigans with the ball. Harvey Sinclair throws it in. Sawahi in his own area, away up to Bibu, who flicks it on to Stojanovic. Stojanovic here to Milo Joseph, who's one-on-one. Could this be the moment? Milo Joseph runs into the defender and goes down, wants some attention, and the ball is belted away. And you have to say it was a pretty good tackle from Arturo Ortiz, I think. I think Milo Joseph did actually twist an ankle there, Ortiz is saying, but he just lost control of the football.
Yeah, he did great defending initially, found himself 1v1, but Stojanovic, great job in the midfield to find that pass in stride for Milo Joseph. We'll get a look here on the replay to see what happened. We see him get his head up in space, allowing Joseph to run onto this at full speed, but just doesn't make the decision as quickly as he should have, but goes down a bit awkward there. Still getting tended to, as it looks like Ortiz was immediately aware that something wasn't right there, held his hand up quickly as he's checking on Milo Joseph.
As I said, in the away form table, El Paso are 7th out of 12th. Away, they've beaten Loudon by 2-0 and Charleston by 2-1. That was the first game in charge for Coach Cabrera. San Antonio, they beat 1-0 in San Antonio, and also in Orange County they won by 1-0. They've had away draws at Tampa 1-1, and Memphis and Monterey Bay both 0-0. They've scored 12 goals away from home, including tonight, conceded 20 and got 15 of their points. There's coach Mario Sanchez, who must be a little bit frustrated that his side haven't broken through in this second half. He's made one substitution, bringing on Faisal Patash, the London-born attacker. Anna, how do both coaches, and by the way, there's Ray Surrey there, RS, Ray Surrey, who attended the University of Tulsa and also played for the Tulsa Athletic here in Tulsa, one of the assistant coaches. Great guy, enjoys his football, good player in his time as well, and he'll have something to say, knows Bradley Bourgeois pretty well as well, and Milo Joseph is being led away. But Anna, if you're both coaches here, you know, how do you play out this last, 26 minutes?
I mean, El Paso, we've seen these last few minutes just trying to kind of get in the heads of FC Tulsa, some extracurriculars after plays, just trying to break up any momentum that FC Tulsa has going forward or confidence that they have in the final third, just so they aren't able to find that equalizer and El Paso can preserve this game. And head coach Cabrera obviously coming off of a good victory against North Carolina. They've had success, as you mentioned earlier, Dave, on the road, unbeaten at One Oak Field in the last 3 times that they've faced FC Tulsa here. So we'll definitely want to preserve this lead. They haven't had as many chances going forward in the second half as they had in the first half. Credit FC Tulsa defense, they've done a better job, had more spells of possession, as we will see some substitutions here. Diogo Pacheco definitely a player that can make an impact going forward for FC Tulsa. Scored a few goals for them this season. Ismaila Yosef will come off, hopefully not too serious of an injury.
Here's Owen Dunn fighting for the cause, trying to win at least a corner here. Akwe will clear. Yeah, the front three now of Diogo Pacheco on the left, Aaron Bebout in the number 9 centre forward position, and Alex Deleuze, a very attacking player, on the right hand side. There's a man down. I think it's Escoto. As I said, El Paso will be in no hurry here, as is their wont. They lead the game by a 1-0. After this game, it's 3 home games against San Antonio, Orange County and Sacramento Republic FC for the Locos, and then they finish their regular season at Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC. So they'll go back to El Paso for 3 home games. As for FC Tulsa, on Wednesday they go to North Carolina, and that is it on the road for them before New Mexico, Hartford Athletic and Monterey Bay FC. And a lot of people feel it's going to go right down to the last game. This Stoifer's ball into the box, a second for El Paso would be wonderful for them. FC Tulsa dearly would love to get the next goal in this game. Bill Knight Ford is a proud sponsor of FC Tulsa. Bill Knight Ford is Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 15 years running. Stop by today and get your hands on your new Ford today. Bill Knight, home of the Knight advantage. 1-0 then to the Locos. Robert Coronado it was, with the follow-up from the missed penalty in the first half. FC Tulsa, closest they've come was in the first half, was certainly Aaron Bebout in the first minute, curling a shot which hit the upright. Here's Owen Dunn. Diogo Pacheco will just about keep this one in. Good ball into the box, headed away by Akwe, cushioned down by Andrew Booth. Coronado, though, gets it to Moreno. Harvey Sinclair wins a header now to Andrew Booth in the centre circle. All 3 results very possible in this game. Segrist into the box. Deleu was in there. Ruiz heads it away. Ball down the right-hand side. It was a good one from Navarez. Calvillo managing to get that one to Coronado. Alvaro. Throw into the Locos. They come forward for a second. This is a drive and run into the box. It's pulled back, and there's Segrist to belt the ball away and a burgle, but you've got to credit El Paso. They're not sitting on this 1-0 lead.
No, they're not, and really good combination play on that far side. The quickness and the pace. And this one here, another shot fired, that one by Ortiz, defender, getting up in the mix there, but that one skies over. And FC Tulsa will breathe a sigh of relief as they try to work themselves out defensively and get back in the attacking third.
Still over 20 minutes to go before the board comes up. Here's Alex Deleu on as a second half substitute. Deleu delivers the ball into the box, looking for Bebout, but Akwe, who's done really well since coming on as a second half sub, and there's a foul by Deleu. And the Locos can slow things down. As we tell you, the USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. And thanks for joining us here on ESPN+. Also welcoming those of you watching locally on Coxhill View and Cox Channel 3, and Bradley Bourgeois got a second yellow card and he'll go off the field, Anna. It was an untidy lunge and he knows, and he's disappointed, and he has to go. And I think the referee has absolutely no choice, and the captain will have to hand the armband over, and FC Tulsa down to 10 men.
Really tough break from an FC Tulsa perspective is Bradley Bourgeois, captain. It makes it difficult when you're sitting on a yellow card, and this game has been nothing too malicious, but it's been physical. There have been multiple cards issued throughout this game for both teams. 4 yellow cards for El Paso, 3 for FC Tulsa players, 1 for the manager Mario Sanchez, and now the second yellow here for Bradley Bourgeois. That's a big loss defensively for him and this FC Tulsa back line.
Bradley Bourgeois becomes FC Tulsa's 3rd player to be sent off this season, following Edwin Lasso and Harvey Sinclair. And FC Tulsa now have more of a mountain to climb, as you see Bradley Bourgeois going down into the locker room. No complaints, I don't think, even from him, Anna. He just lunged into that second one. Referee had no choice at all. And to be fair, sometimes you look back at a player that gets 2 yellow cards and you think, well, was the first one, you know, not really a yellow? He held his hands up in the first half for the foul that he did. It was a yellow, so no complaints for him tonight.
No, and it's tough because he's the type of player, very passionate, very in the moment, and sometimes that can be detrimental, and that's one of those moments there where, from a team perspective and just captain, kind of let it get to your head, and now puts FC Tulsa in a tough position, really down a player as they're trying to find the equalizer, but it makes this game a bit easier to manage from El Paso's perspective now with an extra player on the field.
Ball into the box from Cavillo, and the flag goes up, and FC Tulsa will have a free kick, and they'll need the home fans now to get behind them as well. And some of the spirit shown by the 83 Roughnecks on 80s throwback night here. Peñaranda, who's still only been beaten once in this game. Coronado tries a 1-2. Owen Darm's in there to win it back, but it's booted away. Throw into FC Tulsa. Harvey Sinclair. We look down and it looks like Segrist and Sawahi are the kind of back two, and then I think they're just going to kind of fill in where they can. Deleu tries to win that one, but it's going to go away for a goal kick, so it could be quite open for El Paso to get a second. As we look down, Andrew Booth will sit deep in the midfield, but really it is just 2 at the back now, isn't it, for FC Tulsa?
Right, and FC Tulsa just making the choice obviously changes things with a man down, but will leave themselves a bit more exposed defensively. Is at this point doesn't really matter if they lose 1-0, 2-0. They just need to find a way to get an equalizer, so they'll have some more players going forward and just being susceptible to the attack on the other end against El Paso.
Harvey Sinclair brings in Segrist. Segrist just about keeps it in, but then gets confused with Diogo Pacheco, and Navarez can run down the right hand side. Just check the run and go back to Storfer. And now some time being taken out of the game. Acqui. El Paso know how to knock the ball around here, keep control. Now it's a 3-on-3. Navarez to Ruiz on the left-hand side. Ruiz into the area, twisting and turning from Moreno. Moreno shoots over. Now it's the turn of the Locos to make a substitution with 15 minutes to go. Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa is your place for fun and entertainment after the match. Enjoy a world-class casino experience with high-stakes tables and over 1,600 electronic games. Just 4 miles from Willow Field, Osage Casino Hotel, Tulsa. Time being taken here with the substitution. With the score at 1-0. 14 minutes of the 90 to go. Ball goes back to Peñaranda, who clears. Ball over the top. Harvey Sinclair is there. Shabani it was who came on for the Locos. Let's see, Sawahi has given that one away. Ruiz in dives Sinclair, now Coronado. Coronado who had a spell down the road with Oklahoma City Energy. All cleared away by Pacheco. Coronado was there in 2021. He did actually play against FC Tulsa in the Black Gold Derby, where Joaquin Rivas, who's on the bench for El Paso, scored a brace for FC Tulsa in that game. Andrew Booth, former Miami FC man, played against FC Tulsa on this field this season. Here's Aaron Bibu. Good skill from him. Bibu surrounded by white-shirted players. And Bibu has pulled back Akwe. And El Paso want to get on with this. And sometimes Aaron Bibu has just been surrounded by defenders tonight.
He has, but he's done a really good job with pressure on his back, able to bring that ball down, whether it's with his chest or his head, and try to allow FC Tulsa players to get up and support him and provide those combination plays. And he's been such a good addition to this FC Tulsa team. Scored the game winner on the road against Oakland Roots early on in that game, 7th minute, as another yellow card issued here.
Yeah, Pele yellow card for Harvey Sinclair. It's always competitive. Now we're going to see Harvey Sinclair, I think, leave the field now for Arthur Rogers. Arthur Rogers, who's had his injury problems. He last started the game on the 11th of May. He did come on as a sub in the Rhode Island game just a couple of weeks ago. And he'll come on to that right back spot but look to push on. And the other player to come on is Santiago Sanchez, wearing 66. Time running out for the home side with Shabane. '80th minute here at One Oak Field. Coronado. Calvillo. Easily cut out that one by Diogo Pacheco. Here's Andrew Booth running into a bit of trouble. Gets the foul. Quickly takes it to bring in Arthur Rogers. Rogers, good ball down the line to Alex DeLu, immediately surrounded by two, but he's going to go between them both. And there's a tackle on Rogers. Ball in the area with Coronado. Coronado wearing 30, boots the ball away. And then there's a clash between Segrist and Escoto. Bringing the ball away is the number 25, Arturo Ortiz. Ortiz had one international appearance for Mexico, a friendly against Guatemala in 2022. Run into the box here from Storfer. cross goal. Peñaranda has to head that one away because he couldn't have picked it up. It would have been deemed a pass back. Sanchez. Deleu. Tackle from Alfaro. Batash manages to get the ball to Arthur Rogers. Now Deleu with Akwe. Deleu here, back to goal. Can he twist and turn and get at least a corner here? Deleu, good play from him. Into the area, headed away by Alfaro. And now bringing it away is Navarez. Navarez, strong run from him. Mushabani waits wide on the right. The ball slipped in. Could it be two? It's over the top. And it's over the top from Escoto. And that could have put the game to bed. Anna Bergel and FC Tulsa are going to leave gaps now as they come forward.
It's a really good run from Navarez. Just closing in that space that FC Tulsa was given him, as they've been a bit exposed defensively, as we mentioned, obviously playing down a man, trying to throw numbers forward. And Escoto looking for his first goal with El Paso, and FC Tulsa trying to break through here. But a foul called as El Paso Locomotive FC continuing to do a decent job defensively to just slow things down, break up play, make it frustrating for FC Tulsa.
Tulsa Spine and Rehab, a team of specialists in one place, delivering lasting pain relief. It's finished Memphis 1, Oakland Roots 1. So in the live table, Memphis will stay in 5th on 44 points. Oakland Roots just below them in 6th on 41. Then you go Phoenix Rising on 36. Orange County, the last playoff place, on 35. FC Tulsa, even if this score stands, will be on 34, but would have played a game more than Orange County. El Paso will only be 4 points behind San Antonio, who currently are 1-1 with Sacramento Republic with 9 minutes to play. Going to be 2 more substitutions for the Locos late on here. As they look to protect this lead. And one familiar face back to FC Tulsa is Joaquin Rivas, wearing 7, the El Salvadorian international, replacing Navarez, and also coming on the Nigerian Akin Yoda. Rivas, who is 32 years old now, 13 starts for El Paso, a couple of goals. He scored the penalty late on, kept his cool to win the game in the last game against North Carolina. 4 seasons in 2 spells with FC Tulsa and the Tulsa Roughnecks. Segrist. 6 minutes to go of the 90. Not quite kitchen sink time, Anna Bergel, but it's getting close to it, isn't it?
It is about that time, and FC Tulsa doing better here to try to be thoughtful about their passes going forward, but just needing to get the ball out of their defensive third, put numbers in and around the box. But El Paso Locomotive, again, they've done a good job just slowing things down. Just want to keep that ball away from FC Tulsa, not give them a chance, but a good ball in here potentially. It's headed away.
Rogers from the right. It just takes a second or two and the game can change. If FC Tulsa were to get a goal in the next few minutes, it would be a nervy finish for everybody concerned. There's Deleu. Arthur Rogers. Left-footed ball dumped into the box. Pacheco's at the back. That one's going to spin away off the head of Stoifer. It's going to be a throw-in for FC Tulsa. You have to commit men forward now, but pretty much everybody back in a white shirt in the area. Just Mushabani, who's going to stay upfield for the Locos. Here's Pacheco. Throw in from Pacheco. Rivas. One-on-one there, won by Arthur Rogers. Throwing again to FC Tulsa, who will want the ball just to break kindly for someone like an Aaron Beboot in the box. Arthur Rogers thought about playing it long into the box, goes short here to DeLu. Alex DeLu comes in field, finds Sawahi. Sawahi, first time ball to Siegrist. Siegrist, good ball in from Siegrist. DeLu's there, but that's a wonderful catch from Jamali Waite. And if you're winning the game 1-0 late on, that's what you want from your goalkeeper.
No, it definitely is. Waite's had a good game throughout this match. He hasn't had to make too many big time saves from FC Tulsa. And FC Tulsa throughout the season, they haven't had many executed goals late in the game. As far as regulation, from the 75th minute on, they hadn't scored. They have scored one in extra time. So definitely still hope from that perspective, and they've added some new players since then. Obviously, Beboot has been impactful for FC Tulsa, has the ability to mix things up, but you're right, Dave, it just takes one moment.
Pacheco wins a Katrina Freshmax corner here for FC Tulsa. Arthur Rogers has come across from the right-hand side to the left to take this corner. DeLu comes within 5 yards of this one, but might want to get into the box here. Sawahi's demanding more from the faithful behind the goal. Arthur Rogers into the box, flicked on by Pacheco, and it's just wide of the target. Pacheco brought to his feet by Alexis Sawahi. It was a difficult angle when you're heading that football, Anna. You got to twist your body round. Wasn't easy.
No, he had a lot of work to do. That front post run, I don't know if viewers could see in that shot, but he was well outside of the frame of goal there. And with the pace of play, or the pace of that pass in from Arthur Rogers, really just needed to redirect it, but goes just wide. And Waite will send this one back into the midfield.
Coronado does well to get the ball from under his feet. Ortiz. Calvillo. Ortiz again. Keep ball now from the Locos. Akwe up to Rivas. Rivas in those green boots. Used to playing on this field, of course. Now, a little bit of trickery doesn't come off because DeLu has got away here with the ball. DeLu, good run, shoots! That's a terrific save. And Batash with the shot brings a brilliant save from Jamali Waite, who had to be at his best there.
Really good piece of goalkeeping. Long distance effort with pace behind it. We mentioned Waite hadn't had to make too many big time saves throughout this game, but makes one there. And FC Tulsa trying to capitalize on this corner.
Arthur Rogers into the box. There's a header up into the night sky. Jamali Waite is there with Beboot. And Jamali Waite it is with the catch. Terrific hit from Batash. But the goalkeeper makes a very fine save and goes into the 80s for his saves this season. He's also looking for his 6th clean sheet is Jamali Waite. Still time for FC Tulsa here. We're in the last minute of regular time. There's been a few stoppages, so you'd expect a few minutes on the board. Ortiz under pressure from DeLu. Ortiz goes long down the right hand side looking for Stoifer. Diogo Pacheco gets a tackle in, but the referee said he got the wrong side, and it will be a free kick. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team and play as your favourite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Diogo Pacheco just getting the wrong side there. We're going to have 8 minutes of stoppage time, Tulsa Tech stoppage time here at One Oak Field. FC Tulsa, as you can see on our graphic there, playing with 10 men. Bradley Bourgeois, second yellow card in the 71st minute. And if you look down, the Locos are desperate to protect this 3-point lead, and they're leaving 4 players back.
And that's the smart decision. There's no reason to really take those risks at this point going forward. A lot of stoppage time left, and FC Tulsa, you mentioned a few moments ago, not kitchen sink time, but getting definitely to that point now, as you'd imagine they would press and go a bit more direct here to just try to get the ball in the attacking third. And El Paso Locomotive FC will do anything they can to take extra time on throw-ins, goal kicks, all the things, and just shave any extra.
Now out comes Peñaranda, and there's a free kick. Peñaranda was fouled, and I can tell you that there's been a late goal scored by San Antonio, who now lead Sacramento by 2-1, which in the live table bumps them up to 9th and FC Tulsa down to 10th. So really important. If FC Tulsa could get a point, they would go back to 9th. Rivas, the former FC Tulsa player, wins it back. Mushabani is slipped in. Mushabani for 2. Good save, Peñaranda. Keeps it at 1. The ball's going to spin away here. Can it go? It'll go for a corner. FC Tulsa are going to leave the back door open as they've got to go forward, Anna, but you always got to have your reliance on your goalkeeper as the final line.
Yeah, you would expect this at this point in the game from FC Tulsa, as you mentioned, throwing numbers forward, 4v2 in that last sequence there, but Peñaranda so reliable in that position for FC Tulsa since joining this side, makes a good save. And El Paso Locomotive FC, 2 players in the corner, might play it short, might try to shave off a few extra seconds here.
They do go short, and Mushabani will try to win that throw, and he has, off Sawahi. I can tell you it was an own goal in the 85th minute as well that was scored by San Antonio, and that would be precious 3 points if they can hold on to high-flying Sacramento. Sacramento, who are currently 2nd. New Mexico lead the way on 57 points, and they will come to FC Tulsa in the next home game a week from today. That after FC Tulsa go to North Carolina on Wednesday. Here's Ortiz looking for a second, but he's sliced that one wide. Urgency now from Peñaranda. 5 minutes to go of the 8 being added on for Tulsa Tech stoppage time. Is there drama in store here at One Oak Field? Pacheco, Andrew Booth, Sawahi. Crowd staying with it. Segrist, Pacheco. Pacheco's gone round 1. Tries to dink the ball into the box. It comes off the defender. It spins away. Pacheco does well to shoulder off Coronado. Takes a quick throw in here. Sanchez into the box. What a ball in! Oh, and it hits the shoulder of Ruiz and goes just wide, and he gets a bit lucky.
Really good ball in from FC Tulsa there. I believe that was Sanchez, the second half substitution, off the quick throw in. Dangerous ball in with pace, and a corner kick opportunity here for the home team.
Rogers with the Katrina Freshmax corner. Referee wants to stop proceedings here. He'll add the time on. There's still 4 minutes to go. There's a player down. FC Tulsa have got 5 players in and around the penalty spot. Only Segrist back. It's a 1-on-1 if El Paso clear. But FC Tulsa won't mind too much now. Sawahi and Alfaro, experienced customers. Here's the corner again. Alfaro there leaning on Sawahi. Sawahi has scored a header from a corner this season at One Oak Field. Here's B-Boot! Oh, it's off the line! And now a shot from Sanchez is blocked. Now Rogers hits the back of Ruiz. It's going to go away for another corner. And that is incredible. It's off the line, Anna Bergel.
We knew B-Boot has the ability to score in the air. Does a great job to step in front of the defender with pace. but saved again. FC Tulsa trying to keep that play alive, but a player down here for El Paso Locomotive FC.
And I think Arthur Rogers is saying, can we carry on? The referee, I think, wants the trainer on because I think it was a head injury. It was a good save from Jamali Waite, who's made 2 very fine saves to keep his side 1-0 in the lead. Now the referee's changed their mind. Is he with the physio coming on? I think he's asked Alvaro to leave the field and get treatment. So they're down to 10. It's 10v10 temporarily. Can FC Tulsa force this ball in? Katrina Freshmack's corner from the right. There's Alvaro, who wants to get back on the field, but he won't be allowed yet. Here's the ball into the box. Sawahi was there, cleared away, but Tash has to go back now. The line comes up. B-Boot says, dump it in there and I'll do my best to get on the end of it here. Heads it towards goal. It's going to bounce nicely for Jamali Waite. And a minute and a half left, but you feel there's a little bit more to come yet, Anna Berger.
You do. FC Tulsa with a bit of hope here in these last few moments. B-Boot with a great header, but you mentioned, Dave, an equally good save from Jamal Waite, who's been a huge part of El Paso keeping the scoreline the way it is as a challenge in the midfield. And B-Boot will get a yellow card after the challenge on Coronado there. And this will shave a few additional seconds off.
Yeah, Pele yellow card for Aaron B-Boot for the untidy challenge. Stoiffer's been asked to leave the field on the right-hand side as the Locos make one very late substitution here. As they make that last substitution and they try to protect that 1-0 lead they have. B-Boot wants the game to carry on. Miles Lyons, the 21-year-old, has come on for the last few seconds. Ball flicked on by Lyons. He wants to throw in, but it's going to go the way. Well, it is going to go the way of El Paso, but the referee says that is it. And I have to say, Mario Sanchez is dumbfounded. 8 minutes on the clock. The referee's blown the whistle on 8. But Anna, you just wonder whether maybe there could have been a couple of minutes added on, but we'll move on from that. And it is the Locos who go away with the points with that goal. There's Mario Sanchez, who really wanted a couple more minutes, but it goes the way of El Paso Locomotive FC, who will stay bottom of the league, but they get the 3 points with that goal ultimately in the first half that wins the game.
And credit to them, they came into a tough environment here and they remain unbeaten at One Oak Field with the 3 points. Some really good moments defensively from Jamal Waite to keep the scoreline and preserve this lead late in the game. Good goal from Coronado, follow-up goal off of the penalty kick. And El Paso Locomotive FC, building off of their win against North Carolina, able to come into One Oak Field and take 3 points.
Mario Sanchez, I think, just making his point. Congratulations to El Paso Locomotive, who've come in. Aaron B-Boot, it was, who hit the post. We'll show you with that one in the highlights that we'll do later on. I wonder if we can have a quick look at the stats of the game, Anna, and it might tell us a little bit of a story, because you just feel the possession all night long went in favour of the Locos, and we'll have a look at our graphic here with that, and they've just about shaded it. FC Tulsa came back into the possession stats in the second half.
They did, and they had more possession in the attacking third, which is what they wanted. You see the shot count from FC Tulsa, 16, 4 of those on target, but you mentioned earlier, Dave, obviously the shots on target doesn't count the ones that hit the crossbar, and there were a ton of those. El Paso Locomotive FC had a few moments that were very, very close, but the statistic that matters able to get that goal here on the road. You see a few fouls between these teams. It was chippy late in the game. El Paso Locomotive FC did a good job just breaking up play, kind of getting under the skin of FC Tulsa. FC Tulsa playing down a man as Bradley Bourgeois was sent off with a red card. So FC Tulsa trying to manage to that, but weren't able to ultimately find that equalizer.
And it ultimately comes down to the missed penalty, which, they knocked in on the rebound. And we can have a look at the highlights of the game as we move from our stats. Beautiful night here weather-wise. And Anna, this is how FC Tulsa fared in the second half. They did pepper Jamali Waite's goal here in the second half.
They did, and they had some better delivery on the wings and were able to get him behind here. This was one of their better moments. Stojanovic missing there, but the good header in behind and trying to just challenge Jamal, but not able to put that one on frame. And then again, good delivery in Bradley Bourgeois. This one he's not able to connect. It gets off of his shoulder. He needs to get his head on that one there. You see his reaction, should have done better by his own standards. And then Milo Yosef finds himself 1v1, goes down a bit awkwardly, ultimately had to leave the game with an injury, so we're hopeful that he's okay from an FC Tulsa perspective. And then with FC Tulsa players getting forward and trying to get that equalizer, they left themselves a bit exposed defensively, as you would imagine. But late in the game, Dave, you just felt like FC Tulsa might find that equalizer, but they just weren't able to. Jamal Waite making some excellent saves late in this game to preserve the 3 points here at One Oak Field.
I'll tell you what, let's take it at one last break. We'll come back and we'll see if we can talk to Coach Sanchez. It's finished here. FC Tulsa 0, El Paso Locomotive FC 1.
Summertime is back at Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, and we have the perfect getaway for you. Cool off in our spacious freeform pool. Grab your favorite drink and chill at the poolside bar. Or relax and unwind in a cozy private cabana. Just steps away are tempting restaurants, live entertainment, and a world-class casino gaming experience. At Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, your place to stay and relax.
At Ascension St. John, we're committed to being your first choice for healthcare in Oklahoma. For movement disorders, spine care, and more, our brain and spine specialists lead in coordinating advanced care. Patients choose us for advanced heart care and personalized cancer care. And we also excel in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
The experience to adapt, learn, and grow defines Williams. We've delivered natural gas to power change for over a century. Now we're investing in next-gen technologies to move toward a low-carbon future. We can reduce emissions and meet rising energy demands because experience powers us.
Final score then, FC Tulsa 0, El Paso Locomotive FC 1. We're delighted to be joined by Coach Mario Sanchez, the head coach of FC Tulsa. Coach Sanchez, I hope you can, as he shakes hands there with the opposing coach. Coach, is that what you call a frustrating night for your team?
I mean, look, we too many chances that we're not even hitting the target. I mean, it's, we defend pretty well, and obviously you go in a man down, they're going to have chances, but I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, we had plenty of opportunities to score, and and some of these opportunities we're not even getting shots off, and it's I don't even know what to say, because effort was good in the beginning. We hit the early. Aaron Bebo hits a good shot, and but we had our chances, so there's no one else to blame. We got to take responsibility for it.
Coach, at this point in the season, obviously a lot of things left can happen with the movement in the standings, but what's your message to the team as you head into these last few games, as you guys continue your hopes for playoffs?
No, it's nothing changed. I mean, if we win, great. You got to win at North Carolina no matter what. So, it makes it harder, but every game is a playoff game. You know what I mean? So, you got to this is what professional sports is about. These guys, they get paid to do this, so they got to come back out, and we take tomorrow off, and then on Monday they got to show up and be professional, and then we got to go on the road and get a result.
And Coach, finally, looking at the live table, FC Tulsa go down to 10th, but you and I have spoken. It looks like it's going to go all the way to the last game. You've still got 3 games at home, though.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, if we got a draw, if we got the win, it still didn't change. We still have to win a remaining game. So, again, like I say, it just makes it harder for sure. And now we're definitely going to be, looking at other results, and we need people to. We need other results to go our way, but we still, it was like after Oakland. I told the guys, look, this is a great win after Oakland. We still got to go out and beat El Paso. And if we would have won tonight, we still got to go out and beat North Carolina. So the pressure doesn't change. The expectations don't change. And, now, like I said, with these remaining 4 games, we got to get results. And I still think it's going to come down to the last game. Because who would have thought Monterey was going to beat, was it Phoenix last night? And now, probably not people didn't think El Paso would beat us. So there's still a lot on the line.
Yeah, lots of twists and turns to come. Coach, we always appreciate you joining us and your honesty. We'll let you get down now with the lads and get yourselves ready for the North Carolina trip on Wednesday.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach Sanchez. They're obviously a frustrating night, Anna, but the next games are always round the corner. And we're going to finish the broadcast by having a look at the FC Tulsa and the El Paso Locomotive schedule. As we said, not an easy trip to North Carolina, one of the longer trips, isn't it, on a Wednesday night? But then, 3 games at home. I mean, the schedule has fallen quite nicely for FC Tulsa. It's still kind of in their hands, isn't it?
It is, and I think you're right. It might come down to the last game. They just need to control what they can control, and you heard head coach Mario Sanchez mention treating every game at this point as if it's a playoff game. So the message doesn't change. Just come out, try to do everything you can to get the 3 points in front of you.
Let's have a look at the El Paso Locomotive FC schedule. Well done to them. They're bottom of the league, but they're going to keep fighting to the end. They've got San Antonio, Orange County, Sacramento Republic at home, and then they go to Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC. I guess, Anna, with the home form, there'll be some Locos fans will be saying, "Oh, we're better away from home." But this will be a great confidence booster for them, won't it?
Oh, it absolutely will. They've played really well defensively as of late, able to get these goals in these tight games to find the 3 points, and it really just matters. Obviously, they're not sitting where they'd want to be at the table, but not out of the playoff hunt yet. And at this point in the season, it's just who can get hot at the right time. And if they can do that, they put themselves with a chance and a shout within playoffs.
Anna Bogle, thank you so much for your expertise behind the mic tonight. It's been a frustrating night if you're an FC Tulsa fan, but if you are an El Paso Locomotive fan, you'll be absolutely thrilled. B-Boot hit the post in the first minute, but ultimately it was El Paso Locomotive who were able to get a goal from the rebound from the penalty. Congratulations then. Thank you to our wonderful production team providing the sights and the sounds. FC Tulsa will pick themselves up for North Carolina on Wednesday. We'll see you next Saturday here at One Oak Field. FC Tulsa 0, El Paso Locomotive 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.